A drop in humidity is on the way and a day with more sunshine. But I'm tracking our next chance of storms and how it could affect your weekend.
Trees down in Raleigh. Thousands are without power this morning after trees fell across the area due to overnight storms. WRAL takes a look at the widespread damage as cleanup begins this morning.
Storms turned deadly. A man died last night after a tree fell on his home during the severe weather. What we know about the other people who were home at the time.
A very busy morning. We are following those stories and more. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
Now be careful with Hardee's new hot honey. You'll get lost in that made-from-scratch hot honey chicken biscuit. Right now, get the hot honey chicken biscuit or any chicken biscuit for just $3.99. Only at Hardee's.
What's up, Bubba? Hey, Brad. Did we win something?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Partner with some chicken.
Yeah.
Right now on the app, My Rewards members get the Bubba Wallace Full Throttle Tenders Meal with a collectible Hardee's card.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8 a.m. here on your Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. Boy, it's been a busy morning after a really stormy night. Let's get right to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking what happened last night and what's ahead for us.
That's right. A quick replay of last night. You can see the orange shaded area. That was the severe thunderstorm watch. And then the yellow boxes, all the warnings that popped up across the area. We even had a tornado warning for parts of Orange and Durham counties last night. Right now, of course, we're dealing with the aftermath, which is a lot of cleanup, but also some more pleasant weather. We have some hazy conditions here at RDU, but our skies are mainly clear. 73 is our temperature with a dew point of 70. So we're still feeling very summer-like. 77 in Fayetteville, 74 Rocky Mount, 72 up in Roxborough. Hour by hour, mid-80s at lunchtime, and we're going to keep it just below 90 this afternoon. Lots of sunshine. It stays a dry day for us. We're going to talk about where the haze is coming from, but also a nice drop in our humidity. And when that kicks in, coming up, Ken?
Oh, Elizabeth, happening now. Boy, we got a traffic alert, particularly in North Raleigh. Several trees down, including here along Ray Road between Strickland Road and Lynn Road, Lookout Mountain Road and Howard Lane. If those intersections sound familiar to you, you might want to use a couple of alternate routes, maybe Leesville Road or Creedmoor Road. We have WRAL's Ali Cadlabar in the WRAL Storm Tracker. She'll have a live report coming up. The other troubled spot we're monitoring this morning is in Johnson County, I-40 westbound. First responders working crash between Highway 42 and Highway 210. If you want to avoid that area altogether, Highway 70 or the Clayton Bypass, your best bet. Let's take a spin around the Beltline. We're picking up some delays in that southern loop of the Beltline as well as the northern loop of the Beltline. So let's let you know exactly what you can expect. If you're hitting that southern loop of the Beltline right now, you're looking at a 5-minute delay because once you get past the Gorman Street exit, it's really clear sailing all the way over the Cary. As for that northern loop of the Beltline, we're seeing the bulk of the congestion between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87 440 interchange. Right now, you're looking at an 8-minute delay as you plot out your morning commute at this hour.
Breaking news. Thousands of people are without power this morning after severe storms moved through our area last night. You're looking at video from Johnston County right now. That area saw damaging wind, rain, and hail. Trees and other debris were all over the roads as crews tried to clean up. And other areas had tornado warnings as well, and a person was killed in Wake County after a tree fell onto a home. We have team coverage this morning. Let's begin with Ali Catlabar as Kelsey Coffey is standing by. But Ali's in North Raleigh right now. Ali, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in that area.
Yeah, we are seeing that Ray Road right here. This is St. Ledger Drive that we are on. It is shut down behind me, and we've learned over the past few hours, we've learned that there have been 12 reports of trees down. That's according to Pulse Point, and that's since 11 o'clock last night. And so one of those trees that fell down is right here on Ray Road. You can see they have cut it so far, but you can see it pulled down a utility line. Also, it chopped a power pole as well. And so this is one of several scenes that we've seen throughout the Triangle this morning. We want to show you this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker of what this scene looked like earlier this morning. Again, a tree fell down on power lines and knocked out power to about 2,000 customers. That power is expected to be restored around 6 o'clock. And so, of course, this is one of several incidents that we've seen throughout the morning. Of course, we're going to keep you updated. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Ali, we appreciate that. Now, overnight, we learned a man died when a tree fell on his home during last night's storm. It happened around 10 o'clock last night on Barton's Enclave Lane, just outside Raleigh. That's where we find WRAL's Kelsey Coffey this morning. Kelsey, you've seen other trees down in that area.
Yes, Ken, while we were on our way to this scene, about 10 minutes away from here, we saw a tree in the middle of the road on Pinecrest Road earlier this morning, just before 4:30. But let's give you a live look now at the aftermath of this home here where a tree fell and killed a man. So we'll also show you some video from the WRAL breaking news tracker that can give you a closer look at the damage on Barton's Enclave Lane. Deputies say 2 other people were inside the home when that tree fell, but they weren't hurt. Now, we spoke with neighbors who just saw the aftermath for the first time this morning. Christina Urban lives less than a mile away in this close-knit neighborhood.
It makes me feel like maybe I need to remove some more trees from my yard. Again, the wooded lot situation is a big appeal, but it's frightening to know how dangerous something like this can be.
Other neighbors that we've been able to talk to as they're out for their morning walks and morning jogs say that their hearts are definitely with the family right now. Now, as far as just damage overall, as we've been driving around North Raleigh, we did notice that there were several crews out cleaning up any damage or debris. Also, crews out working to restore power. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on any new damage reports. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
So listen, when we get storms like these, it's so important for you to have the newly redesigned WRAL weather app. Also, be sure to turn on those push notifications. You can customize the app to get alerts about weather where you are and to control that live active radar as well.
Today, the UNC Chapel Hill Board of Trustees will meet. This comes just days after football general manager Michael Lombardi was placed on administrative leave. National outlets reporting Lombardi's leave stems from an HR complaint. Right now, we're working to confirm that. We have asked UNC if Lombardi's leave stems from an investigation, and if so, how long that investigation may take. We've also asked if there are any plans for an interim general manager. UNC has not given any comment on the situation. So WRAL will be following all of the developments from that meeting and any news surrounding Lombardi. You can find new updates on the WRAL News app and during our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m.
Wake County lawmakers floating a proposal that would generate a gender-based dress code for North Carolina teachers. In a Facebook post, Republican State Representative Erin Paré says she's considering a bill that would require gender-appropriate professional attire for public school employees. She says this is meant to protect children after parents reached out with concerns about a teacher who she described as transgender. Legal analysts say such a dress code could conflict with Title VII. That's a federal law that prohibits employment discrimination. Paré Posta is already drawing opposition from the other side of the aisle.
What we've learned from this past session in the budget is we need to focus on investing in classrooms and raising teacher pay. I mean, those are the issues that parents care about, and I think it's unfortunate that we're focusing on culture war issues and not focused on core fundamental.
A spokesman for the Wake County School District says the district prohibits unlawful discrimination while taking into account all requirements in state and federal law. Paré told WRAL she does not have a specific policy proposal planned at this time.
Happening today, state lawmakers are considering a wide-ranging bill that would target more of the governor's powers. This is part of a bill that would update parts of the recently approved state budget. If approved, it would give Republican lawmakers more power over local government oversight. It would also give them power over who is allowed to serve in the governor's cabinet and other high-ranking executive branch jobs. This bill also covers a wide range of other issues, including spending tens of millions of dollars on sporting events already planned in North Carolina. This would be to either keep them here or boost preparations. You can read more about the bill and find the latest updates on the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Today, Senator Lindsey Graham will be laid to rest after memorial services in South Carolina. Yesterday, President Trump and other lawmakers paid their respects during a service at Washington National Cathedral. Today, Graham returns to Columbia, South Carolina. Services there will begin with a public procession to the State House. Afterward, there will be a private family burial. Graham died July 11th after complications from heart disease. He was 71. We're coming up now on 8:10, demanding accountability. An Eastern North Carolina canine died after being left in a hot car. What the sheriff's office is saying about the timeline of that investigation.
And lake levels rising. Recent rains are improving drought conditions in our area. What it could mean for Raleigh water customers and restrictions.
Last night's storms are over, and what's next is a little bit drier air moving in. Right now, it still feels tropical, but I'll show you how many levels our muggy meter could drop today coming up. 8:13, and it's a hazy start as we take a look through downtown, down Fayetteville Street toward the Capitol building. You can see the haze, and most of that is caused by wildfires up to the north, and we'll talk about how long that could stick around coming up. Our temperatures are beginning to creep on up into the mid-70s, even getting closer to the upper 70s right now in Fayetteville with all that sunshine. Of course, all the storms from yesterday are over. We're looking at a warm but dry afternoon with temperatures in the upper 80s. It also looks like we'll see at least a small drop in our humidity today, and it may keep on falling for the next day or so. We certainly ended up with a lot of rain last night and some severe storms. Meteorologist Chris Michael is coming up to talk about how much rain we've seen in July. It's actually pretty shocking, Ken.
All right, weather and traffic every 10 minutes, Elizabeth. So here's what we're looking at, this traffic alert here on Ray Road. You can see trees came down, power lines came down as a result of the stormy night last night. Ali Katabar is there in the WRAL breaking news tracker. We'll let you know exactly what's going on and when power could be restored to that area. Back here in the WRAL Traffic Center, boy, we got to look at I-40 and Jones-Sausage Road and some other major routes as well. There's an incident right there blocking one of the exit-only lanes that takes you to the northern loop of the Beltline, not causing any major delays, but traffic definitely picking up there, coming in from the Garner-Johnston County area. But as you can see from all the other major routes on I-40, the southern loop of the Beltline, the northern loop of the Beltline, all delay-free at this hour.
Okay, Ken, thank you. There will be a doubleheader today at the DBAP, where you're taking a live look at this morning. Look at all that sunshine. Well, last night's game was postponed because of the severe weather. The team says the first game will start at 5:30 this evening. The second game will be 30 minutes after the first one ends. Each game will only be 7 innings, and last night's tickets will get you entry to both games. In Franklin County now, crews in Youngsville will put up new stop signs today to create a 4-way stop. This will be at the intersection of Pocomoke and Long Mill Roads. The new stop signs will be on Pocomoke Road. Work is expected to start at 9 this morning, and if you drive in that area, you should be mindful of those crews. People in eastern North Carolina now are calling for a deeper investigation into the death of this police dog here left in a hot car. It happened in Pitt County, where the sheriff's office is now sharing details about the events leading up to the death of Canine Chili. The sheriff's office says on June 11th, Chili and her handler were training in Rocky Mount for several hours. They returned to the sheriff's office around noon with Chili riding in the back seat of the deputy's police car. The sheriff's office says Chili's handler forgot that she was in the car and found her 4 hours later at the end of his shift. An investigation began the next day. The report says that investigators determined that Chili was not left there intentionally and no criminal charges were filed. This incident has led to public outcry, including from a former Pitt County canine handler.
I don't understand how you can just go to a train and get back and then leave them in the car for 4 hours.
The public was not notified of Chili's death until the investigation was over more than a month later. The sheriff's office says it's gotten many requests for copies of video, witness statements, and investigative reports. It released a report instead saying that state law doesn't allow them to release those details.
Long before AI became a buzzword, Cary-based SAS was already putting it to work. As SAS celebrates its 50th anniversary, CEO and founder Jim Goodnight explains how the next generation of AI fits into the workplace.
Generative AI is not going to replace humans. It can be used by humans to make the performance in their job a little bit faster. But humans need to be part of the loop.
Well, that's a relief to hear. You can watch more of our exclusive interview tonight as Goodnight reflects on the company's beginnings and what's next. Watch WRAL Presents SAS at 50 tonight at 7:30 on WRAL.
Turtle nesting season is in full swing, even as relentless heat raises concerns about the survival of hatchlings. Volunteers with the Holden Beach Turtle Watch Patrol are seeing record-setting nest counts this summer. However, they say the heat could put a damper on nesting season. A volunteer says the extreme heat could lead to trouble during nest excavations.
It's very troublesome when you go in at the end to excavate and inventory and you see some unhatched eggs and you open it and it looks like it's been cooked.
So high temperatures could also shift the ratio of male to female turtles. Anything more than 85 degrees increases the likelihood of female hatchlings.
Well, soon we'll find out how much of an effect the recent rain is having on our drought. We already know there have been major improvements in Wake County. Falls Lake rose more than 2 feet in the last week, but it's still 3 feet below where it should be. The water supply is now at 84%. Now, the last time the lake was at this level was in mid-April. That was right before the city put stage 1 restrictions in place. Falls Lake is Raleigh's main drinking water source, and this is a promising trend, but consistent rain needs to keep coming.
If it stops raining again, it's just going to be a temporary boost. If we continue to get rain, it should be start to the road to recovery.
Our next update on drought conditions will happen tomorrow. The drought monitor comes out.
Well, Raleigh has seen more than a foot of rain this month, and we've done it all without a landfalling tropical system. Meteorologist Chris Michaels explains the driving force behind this sudden shift in today's Ask the Meteorologist. Chris.
Yeah, Laura, I mean, we've been talking for months about just how bad this drought has been. And then July hit, and it's like the faucet opened up. We've seen more than a foot of rain in Raleigh, and that's the second wettest July on record. In fact, it's more rain than we saw from January through June combined. And yeah, we've done it without a landfalling tropical system. We've had a number of fronts moving through, but the upper level wind that guides and pushes those fronts is too far to the north. So they stall out over us. It allows a new area of low pressure to form, draw in that tropical moisture, and bring us rounds of pretty slow moving rain. These fronts, what they do is they squeeze out the moisture because it's a difference in air mass. Where the air is less humid to the north, it's tropical to the south. So those two different air masses converge, they rise, they form big clouds, big storms, and they just dump lots of rain over the same areas. Now, there's another larger guiding force to this change, and something that might actually be encouraging in the months ahead. We'll talk about that at 6 p.m. on WRAL News tomorrow. But Elizabeth, a lot of lightning, too, this month.
Oh, it really was, especially last night. I was out walking to my car as that cell started to move across Wake County. I was like, whoa, time to get inside. Take a look at some of the photos that you sent to us, and really dramatic. Look at this one. This one's from Cody, and you can see just this gorgeous view of the lightning. Lightning is one of our #1 weather-related killers in the country, especially here in North Carolina. So we love to see those photos, especially if you're standing inside taking the picture out through a window. There was a lot of damage yesterday. If you have some pictures you'd like to share with us, go to WRAL.com/report it. And with all the rain that we've seen, it was really nice for Chris to explain, well, why all of a sudden in July we've had a foot of rain. With that, of course, a lot of that came with thunderstorms. So a lot of lightning strikes too, 233,000 lightning strikes so far for the month of July. And the average for July is 208,000. So certainly a bit above what we normally see. RDU looking quiet this morning. It's hazy out there right now. 73 is our temperature with some light wind. That haze is likely coming from wildfires up to the north, mainly in Canada. Of course, a replay of what happened yesterday was a very active day. But even with the rain we saw, we weren't able to really wash the atmosphere out that much. You can see where we had the tornado warning that popped up just to our west across Alamance County, moving into Orange and Durham counties. And we did not end up with any tornado damage. We had a lot of wind damage, especially from that cell.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8:26. I'm Laura Levine. Let's check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Elizabeth, a lot of sunshine this morning, a big difference compared to what we saw last night.
Yes, that cold front moved right on out and is bringing us sunny conditions and should help to drop our humidity at least just a little bit. But we still have some smoke from the northern and western wildfires. So it's a hazy start out there this morning, and it's likely to stay fairly hazy for the rest of the day. 72 Roanoke Rapids, 73 in Durham, and 75 in Goldsboro. So we're warming up. Today is a good day to go to the pool because you're not going to get chased out by thunderstorms this afternoon. Our highs will be in the upper 80s. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, that I-40-440 interchange there in Southeast Raleigh continues to be a trouble spot this morning. There's an incident in that particular area causing quite a bit of delay, almost stretching all the way back to Jones Sausage Road. So you can see where that southern loop of the Beltline begins. So once you get past all the slowdown, you get to that southern loop. Right now, you're looking at a 5-minute delay. I'll check some other routes coming up at the bottom of the hour.
A man is dead after a tree fell on his home during severe weather in Wake County last night. Video from that scene shows you the aftermath on Barton's Enclave Lane. Deputies say 2 other people were in the home, but they were not hurt. Happening today, the UNC Chapel Hill Board of Trustees will meet, and this comes days after football GM Michael Lombardi was placed on administrative leave. Right now, we're working to confirm national reports that his leave stems from an HR complaint. Today's meeting starts at 9 this morning. And coming up next on Fox 50, the new bill that some critics think is targeting Governor Stein's power. And coming up on Today, Mumford Sons rock the plaza.
A drop in humidity is on the way and a day with more sunshine. But I'm tracking our next chance of storms and how it could affect your weekend.
Trees down in Raleigh. Thousands are without power this morning after trees fell across the area due to overnight storms. WRAL takes a look at the widespread damage as cleanup begins this morning.
Storms turned deadly. A man died last night after a tree fell on his home during the severe weather. What we know about the other people who were home at the time. Boy, last night was such a difficult night for so many people in our viewing area. We'll get to all that in just a minute, but we're glad you're with us. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. I know I was glued to my TV last night when those alerts were going off. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a look at the forecast that we have today. A big difference compared to what we saw last night, Elizabeth.
Absolutely. That cold front came swinging through with a lot of severe storms. You can see the yellow boxes. Those were all the severe thunderstorm warnings and even some tornado warnings for Orange and Durham counties. We did not have any tornado damage, fortunately, but we'll go over all the wind damage reports. Here's one of them. This bedroom ended up with a tree right through it. A pretty incredible picture there. This is from Lori D. of Raleigh. Fortunately, they were in a different room and were not hurt by that. But, hate to see that kind of damage. And we did have a lot of trees down across the area last night. Taking a look at what's happening now, it'll be a quiet day. Lots of sunshine, but it's hazy as we take a look across downtown Raleigh from the camera at the Weld Apartments. 73 is our temperature, and our dew point's still sitting at 70. It does look like our dew point will drop a little bit this afternoon. That should make it feel a bit more comfortable, but it's warm and muggy heading out the door this morning with our temperatures mostly in the mid-70s. We'll climb to 89 for our high this afternoon, and we'll continue to see our humidity dropping for tomorrow. I'll let you know how long we'll have that little drop coming up. Ken?
Oh, Elizabeth, happening now. I-40-440 interchange there in South Raleigh remains a real troubled spot right now because there's an incident blocking one of the exit-only lanes that takes you to the southern or northern loop of the Beltline. So as we isolate that southern loop of the Beltline, here's what you're looking at this morning. You're looking at just a 3-minute delay once you get past that slowdown there on I-40 coming in from the Garner area. As for that northern loop of the Beltline, things are getting really jammed up again there. The bulk of the congestion between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87-440 interchange right now, you're looking at an 11-minute delay. But once you get past Capitol Boulevard, it's really clear sailing all the way over to Wade Avenue. As we widen out the view, here's what you're looking at coming into Raleigh. We're picking up some delays around Williams Road, Highway 55, if you will, there in Apex. You're looking at an 8-minute delay coming in on US 1 North. A 9-minute delay, that situation on the I-40 coming in from the Garner area that I just mentioned. But no delays whatsoever on I-87 on Offense and Wake Forest. You're looking at a 6-minute delay coming south on US 1 Capitol Boulevard, if you will. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Thousands of people are without power this morning after the damage from last night's storm. And in Raleigh, a man died when a tree fell on his home. Overnight, we got a look at that damage from last night's storms, and we also saw flooded roads and other dangerous situations that the storm caused. We have team coverage this morning with Allie Catlabar and Kelsey Coffey standing by. Let's begin with Allie. Right now, she's on Ray Road in North Raleigh. And Allie, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in that area.
Yeah, well, we are seeing that the road here is closed, and we can see why. A tree fell on a power line, knocked out power. We've just learned from Raleigh police that they've gotten 18 reports for trees down since 8 last night. One of those trees is right here. We do want to take you to this video from Drone 5 showing the restoration efforts on Ray Road. You can see what's left of the tree on the side of the road. This video also shows what it looked like around 3 this morning. Now, we also saw a tree pull down power lines on Newberry Drive off East Millbrook Road, and we've seen crews search other areas in North Raleigh for damaged lines. About 3,000 people are without power in North Raleigh. Estimated restoration times for restoring power is 6 o'clock tonight. So lengthy power outages. We're also hearing reports of a daycare closing today because of an outage. We are working to confirm that. That's in the Leesville Road area. So, of course, we are tracking that, keeping you updated. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Catlabar, WRAL News.
And overnight, we learned a man died when a tree fell on his home during last night's storms. It happened around 10 o'clock last night on Barton's Enclave Lane. That's just outside Raleigh. That's where we find WRAL's Kelsey Coffey this morning. Kelsey, you've seen other trees down in that particular area.
Yes, Ken, maybe less than 10 minutes away from here, Pinecrest Road. Whenever we were on our way to this scene, we saw a tree that was just sitting there in the middle of the street. But let's go ahead and give you a live look now at the aftermath of this damage after a tree fell on top of this home and killed a man. We'll show you some video now from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker that gives you a closer look at this damage on Barton's Enclave Lane. Deputies say 2 other people were in the home when the tree fell, but they weren't hurt. We spoke with neighbors who just saw the aftermath for the first time this morning. Christina Urban lives less than a mile away in this close-knit neighborhood.
I typically run through the neighborhood. I run by this house almost every single day, so it's a little sad to see what kind of damage can happen from these really big, beautiful trees, which is one of the appeals of this neighborhood. It's a really tight-knit community, so it's a loss for all of us.
And you can just see the emotion on a lot of these neighbors' faces as they are taking their morning walks or jogs, and they're seeing this scene here in their neighborhood. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on if there's any new damage reports, because we have noticed several crews out working to restore power or clean up any debris or damage. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
In Durham, at least 2 drivers had to be rescued because they drove into floodwaters in Durham during the storm. This happened on Lumley Road just before 9 last night. Drivers say water was rushing across both lanes between Appling Way and Hidden Hollow Drive. Now, by the time they saw the water, it was too late. We spoke with one driver. She says she was on her way home from work when she got stuck.
I honestly just thought this car was in an accident because they were just stuck and they had their hazards on, and I didn't even see the puddle of water. And then one thing I know, my car stopped moving and water started seeping into my car. And then the firemen, they got me out. It was like this deep, getting out.
Well, despite all this, no one was hurt. Now, remember, if you think a road may be flooded, don't drive through it. Turn around, don't drown.
Well, the Bob Dylan concert at Red Hat Amphitheater in downtown Raleigh was canceled last night because of that severe weather. Red Hat says if you bought a ticket through Ticketmaster, you will get a refund automatically. But if you bought from a third-party seller, you'll need to reach out to them. So when we get storms like these, it's important for you to have the newly redesigned WRAL weather app. Also be sure to turn on push notifications. You can customize the app to get alerts about weather, where you are, and to control the live radar.
Police in Raleigh are looking for the driver of a motorcycle that crashed this morning on Pool Road. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at that scene near River Knoll Drive around 2:30 this morning. Officers say the driver was not there when they arrived. The road has since reopened.
Today, state lawmakers are considering a wide-ranging bill that would target more of Governor Josh Stein's powers. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live outside the state legislative building for us this morning. Kirsten, this is part of a bill that would update parts of the recently approved state budget.
Yes, Laura, this bill actually won initial approval in the state Senate, and it's supposed to be for minor fixes to the budget. But critics say it targets Governor Josh Stein with new power grabs. Now, if this bill is approved, it will give Republican lawmakers more power over local government oversight. It would also give them power over who is allowed to serve in the governor's cabinet and other high-ranking executive branch jobs. Now, this bill also covers a wide range of other issues, and that includes changes to which charities will or will not get support from state taxpayers. And it would spend tens of millions of dollars on sporting events already planned in North Carolina. This would be to either keep them here or boost preparation. So the bill still needs to pass a final vote in the Senate, and then it would have to be passed in the House as well. To find more details and information about this bill and for the latest updates, go to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com. Live in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Well, today the UNC Chapel Hill Board of Trustees will meet. This comes just days after the football's GM Michael Lombardi was placed on administrative leave. Now, national outlets report Lombardi's leave could be because of an HR complaint. We're working to independently confirm that report. Now, we've asked UNC if Lombardi's leave is because of an investigation, and if so, how long that investigation may take. We've also asked if there are any plans for an interim general manager. UNC has not given any comment on the situation as yet. WRAL will be at today's Board of Trustees meeting seeking answers to those questions about Lombardi. You can watch for updates on WRAL, the news app, or during our evening newscast starting at 4.
A newly released photo is giving us another look at a Cary mother moments before she vanished in Grenada. Liz Waddell's family released this photo. It was taken by an Airbnb security camera. Now, the photo released hours after new surveillance video was also released. Look closely. You can see Liz Waddell jump off the dock and into the water. About 5 minutes later, her friend is seen adjusting a beach chair on the shore. The last time that we see Waddell, she appears to be swimming away from the Airbnb toward the beach. Police there say that they are still considering this a missing person case. Witnesses who were jet skiing in that water also say they talked to Waddell, asked her if she needed help because she was far out in the water, but she declined and said that she was a good swimmer. Authorities say that her husband and her travel partner are cooperating and not considered suspicious.
Well, time now, 8:40. Coming up, bed rails safety alert. They're marketed as a simple way to keep your loved ones safe. 5 on Your Sides puts portable bed rails to the test and says the hidden danger parents and caregivers need to know about.
Plus, water levels rising. Recent rain is making a difference on Falls Lake. What this could mean for...
And we're looking at dry conditions behind the front and eventually a little drop in our humidity. I'll let you know when you could start to notice it coming up. 8:44, a hazy start this morning as we take a look across Wake County toward Garner. The haze that you're seeing is likely due to the wildfires up in Canada. We may start to see that dissipating a little bit more in the next couple of days. We should also see at least a small drop in our humidity. This morning, it's still pretty warm and sticky. 77 in Fayetteville, 74 Southern Pines, 73 in Durham, and 74 in Wilson. So walking out the door with the dog, it does feel a little sticky out there. Temperatures mid-80s at lunchtime. We climb into the upper 80s, and walking the dog this evening, most likely into the mid-80s. We are rain-free until parts of the weekend. We'll take a look at our next chances for storms coming up. Ken?
Some breaking news here in the WRAL Traffic Center because we got a real trouble spot on I-40 eastbound between I-540 and Wade Avenue. As we take a live look now on I-40 at Harrison Avenue, you can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic. We're being told at least an incident blocking at least one lane. So here's what you're looking at, a 49-minute delay coming in from the Durham Chapel Hill area. So if that's part of your morning commute, I would highly recommend using I-540 as an alternate route to avoid I-40 eastbound at this hour.
And thank you. A Consumer Reports investigation is now shining a light on portable bed rails. You can use them for an older adult or parent at risk of falling or a young child moving into a bed. As 5 on your side's Keely Arthur reports, some products may pose a hidden danger linked to injuries, repeated recalls, and even deaths.
Over the past 2 decades, bed rails have been linked to hundreds of deaths and thousands of injuries. And according to Consumer Reports, finding those unsafe models is still pretty easy.
People basically get stuck either in the bed rail itself or between the bed rail and the mattress, and then they can't breathe.
Consumer Reports tested adult rail models and 6 children's models using tests modeled after federal safety requirements. The results were troubling. 4 out of 10 adult models failed, so did 1 out of 6 children models.
The recent recalls that we've seen in 2026 alone, as well as CR's testing, shows that there's still a real danger that exists.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission told Consumer Reports the agency is taking unsafe adult portable bed rails seriously, saying many of the products in question are, quote, almost exclusively manufactured overseas, primarily in China, by companies that refuse to follow U.S. safety requirements. None of the manufacturers whose products failed CR's tests responded to requests for comment.
Manufacturers have to ensure that the products that they make meet these mandatory standards that are there and designed to keep people safe.
So what should families do? Well, try some alternatives. You can get a mattress and just have it on the floor or have it be a little bit lower. And remember, if you are going to use a bed rail, be sure to follow the directions. Finally, infants should never use them. Keely Arthur, 5 on your side.
The sheriff in Puma County, Arizona, says the search for Nancy Guthrie is still active 6 months after her disappearance. This comes a day after Savannah Guthrie posted a new video on social media pleading for her mother's return. So far, there's been no major breaks in the case. Nancy disappeared from her home near Tucson overnight February. Several rewards are being offered for the search for her and her safe return.
The number of confirmed cases in the cyclospora outbreak is growing every day. And today we will get another update from Wake County. Right now, 435 cases have been confirmed in this county alone. Statewide, the number is more than 700. The state also confirmed 2 more hospitalizations, bringing that total to 9. Investigators still don't know the source of the outbreak. Lettuce, parsley, and cilantro are possible causes.
We have a winner. A lucky Mega Millions player somewhere in Florida won last night's $800 million jackpot. It was the largest jackpot for the game this year. The winner has not yet been identified, though, probably looking for a financial advisor. They can choose between the $800 million prize or a one-time cash payout of more than $344 million before taxes, by the way.
Tonight, the Powerball jackpot is still up for grabs. With that said, it's worth $663 million. The lump sum cash value is more than $290 million. You can watch tonight's drawing right before WRAL News at 11.
The finalists for this year's International Pet Photography Awards have been unveiled. Take a look at some of these pictures. There are plenty of cats and dogs featured in the photos, but there are also horse and plenty of other animals. This year's competition received more than 4,200 entries from 48 nations. The category winners and the Pet Photographer of the Year winner will be announced August 1st. Wedding bells are ringing off the hook for the Minnesota Twins.
And Olivia Wilde is collecting an all-star cast for her next film. Here's a look at what's trending, starting with this. Olivia is teaming up with Jennifer Aniston for her next project as a director. Aniston will be starring in the Christmas comedy Naughty. She'll be playing a mother trying to win custody of her son from her ex. Her strategy, convincing Santa Claus, played by Peter Dinklage, to testify. Okay.
And you all remember him from Game of Thrones, but he was also an elf, but now he takes a turn as Santa Claus. So it should be rather interesting and quite fun. But it's not coming out until next November.
Jennifer Aniston, I feel like she always plays these roles, and she does it well.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Well, it will be quite the conundrum for Minnesota Twins players this fall. 4 players are getting married on the same day. The 4 players found out about the 4 weddings during spring training. Now, the weddings all happening November 14th.
Oh, my goodness. How does that even happen? Don't they talk about when they secure the date? All right. Well,
and which weddings are you going to attend?
Which one? Yeah, well, the manager of the twins said that he won't be going to any of them. He's also celebrating his wedding anniversary on that day. What a popular day.
I know, good for him. Not very popular was the crazy weather we had.
Oh my God,
night.
it was terrible.
Oh.
Yeah. Watching those alerts come in, I was glued to my TV, Elizabeth, especially in Durham, where we had those tornado warnings in effect.
Yes, and we were so lucky that we didn't have any tornado damage. We did have a lot of trees down, lots of wind damage, and we'll go over that in just a bit. But boy, that lightning also really dangerous across the area yesterday. We appreciate all the photos that you sent in with lightning. This one's from Michael Futrell from Moore County, and we have that to take a look at. We'd love for you to send us your pictures. Go to WRAL.com/report it and send us whatever you have. We take a look at downtown Raleigh. It looks hazy right now. 73 is our temperature. 70 is our dew point right now. We're looking at those hazy conditions, most likely due to the wildfires that are back to the west. We should end up seeing that starting to push away from us down to the south, especially as high pressure begins to build in over the area and also help to drop our humidity a little bit. But expect that hazy look at least today, if not ongoing for the next couple of days. A warm one, 89 in Durham and Raleigh, 92 in Fayetteville. Gradually today, we should start to see the humidity falling off just a little bit. But at the Bulls game, it starts warm. Game starts early at 5:30 because it's a doubleheader. Last night's game was canceled. So there'll be 2 games, 2 for the price of 1 toward tonight. I don't know what the price is. Don't hold me, don't hold me to that. 85 at 7 p.m. And of course, through the evening, it will continue to feel more and more comfortable. Available moisture. So all the moisture here showing up in green is not necessarily rain, but it's where it feels moist and sticky and humid. Notice that we have that northerly flow that pushes that away from us as we get through the next several days. Thursday, it's likely to be the lowest, and then gradually it starts to shift away, and then or the high shifts away and allows some of that moisture to return for the weekend. When our dew points are near 70, which is where they are right now, it still feels pretty sticky, but when we can take it down into the mid 60s, it feels a little more comfortable. It feels really good if we can drop it down into the 50s, and we may see that for part of the day Thursday, and then into the weekend. It's just a little more sticky. Temperatures will start to climb to back to 90 on Friday and Saturday, but those are the only 2 days in the 7-day forecast where we have 90s. Looking ahead, though, 6 to 10 days, it may be that we get into some warmer conditions. Our next best chance of rain starts Sunday, and that begins a wetter pattern at least through Tuesday. Laura?
Elizabeth, thank you. Before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We will have another check on weather and traffic coming up next.